What's up, guys? Benny. Absolutely earth-shattering breaking news about the relationship between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein just broke. I think perhaps accidentally from the Speaker of the House. This changes absolutely everything in a week that's already been jam-packed with Jeffrey Epstein news, including the Jeffrey Epstein victims saying they're going to create their own list, that Bill Clinton is on that list. They said so, even though reporters refused to ask about it. One of the victims said that Bill Clinton was her victimizer and that she flew around the world on Africa on the Lolita Express with Bill Clinton. Nobody asked a follow-up question. Isn't that amazing? They all asked about Trump, and none of the victims said they ever met Trump or knew Trump or saw Trump at all. They all said that live on camera. And most importantly, they said that different administrations assisted in the cover-up of the Jeffrey Epstein crimes dating all the way back to 2006, the Bush administration, then through the Obama and Biden administrations. And so these are breaking news events. And we decided earlier in the week to frame all of it up. And this is what we posted. We went super viral for doing this. This post has 20,000 reposts and 49,000 likes. And here's what we said. Most important video on X right now, and it's true because they just held a press conference on Capitol Hill. Attorney for the Epstein victims standing outside of the Florida courthouse confirming that Donald Trump is the only high-profile figure that helped him prosecute Epstein. Here's exactly what the guy says. The only thing I can say about Trump is that he's the only person that picked up the phone and said, "Let's talk. I'll give you absolutely everything."
That I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, "Let's just talk. I'll give you as much time as you want. I'll tell you what you need to know," and was very helpful in the information that he gave and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2000.
So this is President Trump, and this was confirmed, by the way. This is the Capitol Hill testimony and press conference. This is the same lawyer saying
President Trump back in 2009 and several times after that, he didn't think that it was a hoax then. In fact, he helped me. He got on the phone. He told me things that were helping our investigation. Now,
so this is the same lawyer saying the same thing, that it was only Donald Trump, only President Trump that assisted in putting Jeffrey Epstein's scumbag behind bars. Now, this matches a number of other firsthand accounts that we've heard on this program and in the public arena of members of Mar-a-Lago, famous writers, people that knew both of them at the time. Donald Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club. He banned him. He had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein after he found out about his underage predations. Donald Trump seems to be the only guy that did that. Just guys like Bill Gates cuddled up to Jeffrey Epstein even after he caught a case for underage sex trafficking. Well, now we have something massive that kind of explains and locks in all of this. Speaker Mike Johnson just confirmed a rumor that we had heard over the past couple of months. The rumor was that President Trump was assisting law enforcement in locking up Epstein. This is perhaps why Donald Trump is so angry about all of this, is that people are saying that he's part of it. He was the only guy that was like actually helping out. That's according to the lawyers, but now according to Speaker Mike Johnson as well. Nancy Mace says that she's worried about crossing Trump on Epstein. Donald Trump is the one who banned Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant. He talks to the feds. He talked to the feds to get this guy turned over. Trump is a hero in this, said Nancy Mace earlier in the week. Do we know that Donald Trump was an FBI informant? Was this publicly known knowledge? And now, lo and behold, here is the Speaker of the House saying it. Donald Trump was an FBI informant.
Saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows and has great sympathy for the women who have suffered these unspeakable harms. It's detestable to him. He and I have spoken about this as recently as 24 hours ago.
We had never heard this before. That President Trump was an FBI informant. Listen to this.
Terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down.
He was an FBI informant to try and take this stuff down. says Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, somebody who's very close to Donald Trump. Well, as you can imagine, many people said, was this AI? Is it fake? It's not. It's part of this interview. This is a walk and talk interview from a CNN reporter. His name's Manu Raju. And it's here from this longer clip that was posted on his account. So first off, real clip, 100% real clip. And you can go ahead and watch the whole thing if you care to on Manu Raju's unverified X account. So dumb. They won't pay for verification. How cheap are these people? Asked if Trump should meet with the victims. I suspect he probably will. Says he doesn't think that a discharge petition will succeed and levels sharp criticism of Thomas Maxey. This is, of course, all that anyone is talking about in my timeline. President Trump, Speaker Johnson has revealed that Trump was an FBI informant to take Epstein down. If this is true, why not brag about it? Why keep trying to shut down the convo? I mean, maybe this is them finally bragging about it. Wait, Speaker Johnson just said that Trump was an FBI informant in the Epstein case? Mike Johnson outs Donald Trump as an FBI informant. Whoa. Boy, howdy. And you can see this clip is cooking. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Given everything that we know about Donald Trump in that moment, given everything we know about what Trump has said to the lawyers and what the lawyers have said about Trump. And during that exact same time period, we know that President Trump was kicking, that he was, while he was close to Epstein in the late 90s, when Epstein was wormholing his way into elite society, that he immediately that he turned on Epstein and never looked back. How about this? I mean, doesn't this make a lot more sense in context of President Trump's nascent political activity? Like when Donald Trump was running for president the first time in 2015, 10 years ago, President Trump was asked about Jeffrey Epstein. And he said with absolute specificity who was guilty in the Jeffrey Epstein saga and talked about Little St. James when nobody knew about Jeffrey Epstein's island. Nobody knew about Epstein at all.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
Boy, he was right about that. Here's another one from the same event, 2015.
Well,
I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So,
goodness gracious. So this now has broken forward onto the national stage. And these kind of old clips now suddenly make a ton of sense. If Donald Trump worked with the feds to put away Jeffrey Epstein, if he knew about the island, again, 2015, it's hard to remember back 10 years, but nobody knew who Jeffrey Epstein was. Nobody knew about the island. Jeffrey Epstein was a free man. He wasn't incarcerated or in jail. Jeffrey Epstein was a free man. He was just walking around. These are crazy things to say, unless you absolutely know that they are guilty and they won't sue you because they're guilty. Like, this is what President Trump was saying. President Trump worked then with the FBI to try and put away Epstein. Epstein was saved, most likely, by his deep state friends, CIA, Mossad. I don't know. I'm not sure. I sure as hell hope we find out. But this actually makes a ton of sense based on Donald Trump's behavior. Donald Trump, FBI informant to take down Jeffrey Epstein. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is wild times. But I guess it can always get crazier. Fascinating. Fascinating. Is that why is that why you don't? It's wild to just think about what does that mean then? Is that what President Trump is trying to actually protect here? His status working with the FBI to try and put pedos in jail because you don't want to be outed in that scenario. I don't know. It makes Donald Trump, my takeaway here though, is that it makes Donald Trump unimpeachable and on the right side of this thing. He's on the right side. President Trump is on the right side of this thing now. They should go in with this. They should go in hard and be like, yep, absolutely. I'm the guy that got Jeffrey Epstein locked up. I'm the guy that gave the feds everything. because he's a scumbag. He was a dirtbag, and I saw what he was doing to women at my club or whatever. That's what Trump should do. Just my humble opinion. It's your boy Manny. Like, share, and subscribe for more information and truth. See ya.